Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello. How is everybody? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Thank you, HBAC, for kicking off the contribution. Said just got back from my vacay in Miami. Oh boy, this is gonna be legendary. Thank you so much, and thank you, Miss Mia. Happy Friday. You were missed. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Almanasa. The kitchen is open. Welcome back. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody welcoming me back. We're gonna go in with the whole Fani thing. A few announcements. Going forward, I will be doing shows 2 to 3 times a week rather than every day, Monday through Friday. So you're likely to get shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but not like Tuesday, things of that nature, because it's just time. We've been pushing for many, many years now. So I'll be more expanding in the coming weeks and months, more expanding into my coaching. And so my time will be more spent being more hands-on and hopefully helping people that way. So those are just some of the changes that will be upcoming as things continue to change, because we're going to do a little bit of direction change, not drastically, but just sort of refocusing energy a little bit. I'm just refocusing it away from the live stream and putting it more towards offline help. Morning commentary. Will I be doing my videos? Yes, I will be doing videos. I have to see how often I'm going to be doing them. That I haven't exactly settled on, but for now, we can still have the morning commentary. I'm not anticipating to take that away. And thank you all so much for the love. Thank you, Dale, for the contribution. I greatly appreciate everyone. And I appreciate you as well. Mogul said, welcome back. It's good to be back. I missed you guys. And thank you, HVAC said, where Skinny Boy at? He been bad. Not he been bad. He must have been running around here going to the good sis Danika's jail. You been running around here going to jail, Skinny Boy? Thank you, Adrian. Said, welcome back. Love the new background. Thank you so much. When y'all were giving, like, yeah, we like the background from when I was traveling. I'm like, you know what? It's time for a change. So let's go ahead and change it. Thank you, Skinny Boys. I hope everyone is cleansing for the spring equinox. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So I wanted to talk about Miss Fani Willis. And, you know, a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about her and her testimony. I'm just going to cut back on the live streams. So like I said, a couple of times a week instead of every day, Monday through Friday. And thank you so much, sweetheart, for your contribution. Lots of people are talking about her testimony and whether or not it was sassy. It was sassy. It was unprofessional, in my opinion. But I don't so much want to. We are going to focus on that, but from a different perspective, we're going to focus on that because I wanted to get more into the things that she said about her own personal. These hyenas tell their story when they don't intend to tell their story. They be thinking they be talking and flexing, but it's not a flex. The reality is that they tell on themselves. And they really settle in every possible way that they swear. These women like her swear they not going to settle for this and for that. And then they settle. They be settling like a big dog for everything they say they ain't going to do. They be doing it. And we're not going to comb through her entire testimony because that thing is like 2 hours long. So I'm not even going to play like I'm going to go through that. But there's going to be a part 2 to it. But we definitely got to talk about her attitude. She is every stereotype. She's a high power hyena. She high powered. For those of you who don't necessarily know how she got where she got or why there's even a question about what she's doing, let me get to some very important super chats first. Thank you, Theo, for your contribution. Thank you, my good sis. This is my sis right here. Thank you so much, C. Says, so happy for your upcoming transitions. May God continue to refresh and inspire you as you give so freely of yourself for the benefit and strengthening of us all, for all you are and all you do. I love you. I love you too, sweetheart. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Wayne. Said, welcome back. We missed your knowledge and cooking. Thank you so much. You guys are missed. When you guys are missed. I miss coming to just run my mouth. I'm still in a sort of a halfway scaled back state, though, which is where the changes are going to come from. But you guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love it because, well, I got into that before. Let's get back into Fani. So for those of you who are not quite sure how we even got into this situation or what's even happening, why is Fani Willis even a topic of conversation at all? She is the DA of Fulton County in Georgia. Okay, that is the position that she is in. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share my screen. And what we're gonna do is we're going to read a quick article, okay, which will explain how we got here, okay? So it says, Fani Willis, what is the Georgia Trump prosecutors hearing about? Okay, so this is going to sum it up for everyone who doesn't understand why she would be on anybody's witness stand saying anything. Okay, the case brought against Donald Trump in Georgia is a powerful, sprawling indictment that charges the former president and his top allies with violating the state's racketeering statute over their efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Okay, that's a nutshell. Since she is the DA in Fulton County, she would be the prosecuting attorney here. Okay. In January, the case was roiled by an explosive complaint filed by Trump's co-defendant, Michael Roman. Okay. So this is coming from Trump's camp. His co-defendant, Michael Roman, alleged that a secret personal relationship between the Fulton County DA, which is Fani, or Fani as she pronounces it, and her deputy, Nathan Wade, amounted to a conflict of interest that warranted their disqualification. So, in layman's terms, because she is the DA and they were pressing a case, okay, against Donald Trump about racketeering and the whole 2020 election thing, right? Because that's been going on for the whole time. He's been claiming that, it was rigged and all of this sort of thing. So different states have had different cases against him there. This is the shot back from his side of the camp. He's saying, wait. Before you let her press forward with a case against me, she needs to be disqualified off of the case because she is having a romantic relationship with her deputy, Nathan Wade. And because there is that is so, there is a conflict of interest and she needs to be disqualified off the case. Okay, this is what this is. So let me finish. The latest twist in the weeks-long saga came earlier this month when Willis acknowledged in a court filing that she had a relationship with Wade, but that it began after he had been retained to work on the Trump case. Okay, so they're trying to make a specific distinction that they weren't having a relationship and then she brought him onto the case. It was that he was already on the case. They did not have a romantic relationship, according to the both of them. And only after he was retained on the case did they begin a romantic relationship, which, let me come back to you. This is why you don't crap where you eat. This is why. And hyenas stay doing this. They stay doing this kind of stuff. And this is why she's in this predicament. No one in Trump's camp, or anyone else's camp for that matter, should be able to bring those particular types of skeletons out of her closet in order to disqualify her off of cases because she running around here being a side chick to a married man. You understand what I'm saying? The very thing that they swear to God, they swear to God, I'm gonna be a wife. I'm not nobody's whore. I'm not nobody's side chick. I mean, a whole side chick. The whole time a side chick. While they sitting up there talking about how independent they are, I don't need no man, and they gonna do this, and they successful, and they done did this, and she's a DA, and she don't need no man. A man is on a plan, he's a companion. Y'all, they be whole side chicks. Whole entire side chicks. Let's go back. What's happening on Thursday? Judge Scott McAfee is holding an evidentiary hearing to determine whether Willis should be. They're describing now what her testimony and that whole hearing is even about. Judge Scott McAfee is holding an evidentiary hearing to determine whether Willis should be disqualified from the Trump case. While legal experts generally agree that her conduct does not merit disqualification, the hearing could still be hugely damaging for her credibility in the public eye by diving into details about her relationship with Wade. In other words, it don't look good. Wade's former law partner is expected to be among the witnesses. That would be Bradley, who testified at the hearing, which could stretch into Friday. Roman has sought to have Wade and Willis testify at the hearing, and McAfee has said he will decide whether to force them to take the stand after hearing testimony from other witnesses. Wade and Willis say their relationship began only after she hired him to work on the Trump case in 2021. Roman's lawyer has indicated she plans to produce evidence showing that is not true. What happened between Willis and Wade? Willis and Wade, a special prosecutor working in the case against Trump and 14 other defendants, confirmed for the first time on the 2nd of February that they had a romantic relationship. Previously, evidence had emerged in Wade's divorce proceedings that he had used some of the more than $650,000 he earned from his work for Willis to pay for vacations for the two of them. Bank records show Wade had paid for tickets for the pair to go to California in 2023 and Miami in 2022. So, for those of you who, I'm just trying to break some of this down and crunch it down so that we can get a general understanding. They are not only saying that him and her were in a romantic relationship, which looks bad, doesn't necessarily legally disqualify them off the case, but it's not a good look. It shoots the credibility down, right? So they're saying not only is that, but the money earned off of this case, which would be like taxpayer money or whatever, earned off of this particular case, that he was spending that money on her and him to take personal trips here and there. Okay? So they're if they can prove that, then that is more grounds to disqualify them off of the case, because you're this is a conflict of interest, quote unquote, and then it's double jeopardy because you're making money off of the case and then having the money that everybody else makes off the case spent on you, that type of thing. So this is what they're saying. Okay. What does the Trump team argue? Trump's allies and lawyers allege that the relationship between the DA and one of her top prosecutors on the team is an improper one that affects the investigation. That is important, as the Georgia case was seen as a powerful blow to the former U.S. president, with a strong chance of finding him guilty for his actions in 2020. Because the case is in Georgia's state court, it is also immune from Trump's interference should he win a 2024 election. So basically this came about as a result of Trump trying to get that thrown out, basically, in Georgia. He's trying to get the heat off of him and his cohorts, okay, about this 2020 election deal. And so now all the skeletons fell out of the closet, okay? What could this mean for the case? There is little doubt that Trump's lawyers will now seek to exploit this situation to use it to undermine the credibility of the case and delay proceedings. But experts have generally been skeptical that the relationship will result in disqualification or getting the case removed. Even if nothing were to happen legally because of the scandal, it offers a huge political ammunition to Trump to argue that the case is flawed and motivated by politics and personal ambition. In an election year, that could be crucial. What does Willis say? Willis wrote in the Friday filing that she had no personal or financial conflict of interest that constitutes a legal basis for disqualification, and urged McAfee to dismiss the request to disqualify her without a hearing. So she was trying to get the judge to not even have a hearing to begin with. Just throw it out. She noted that Roman had failed to offer any evidence that the relationship affected any decisions of the case. The mere existence of a relationship, she wrote, was not grounds for disqualification. She noted that some of the defense lawyers in the case were married or had relationships. She also noted that neither she nor Wade benefited financially from the prosecution. The two do not have a joint bank account or any shared expenses. And when they travel together for personal reasons, they split the costs and bear their own expenses, her office wrote. While the allegations raised in the various motions are salacious and garnered the media attention they were designed to obtain, none provide this court with any basis upon which to order the relief they seek. Okay? Now, I'm going to stop sharing. That's enough groundwork to lay. All right. She may be technically correct in the sense that they may not necessarily have strong legal ground to prove that her relationship with Nathan Wade is enough to disqualify her off the case. Okay. She may be right about that. But also, that's kind of not the point now. Now, is it? The first problem is that this shows a lack of awareness on her part. Okay. You are the DA. You're not just this ragtag lawyer. You are the DA in Fulton County. As such, you and your office would be called upon to handle big cases, impactful cases. Okay. And I'm not a lawyer, so I could be wrong about that. But that's my understanding of the DA's office. Big cases get pushed to the DA to prosecute. Now, to my knowledge, there was a whole RICO case that don't have nothing to do with Trump. What did Young Thug or something? I don't keep up with that case, but isn't her office over that case? So now you can't have these kinds of skeletons. Everybody has skeletons in their closet, right? But you can't have those kinds of skeletons in your closet because somebody gonna pull them out. You're messing with Trump and his co-defendants. This is a very rich man, a very influential man, whether you like him or not. He's going to hire shrewd lawyers that are going to try every trick in the book. They're going to try to every loophole and everything else to get out of this. Even going so far as to incriminate the DA herself, the prosecuting office, to try to get everything thrown out or at least delay. So now we're not talking about Trump's case and how that whole thing is. And now we're talking about the DA herself and the foolishness that she has engaged in her office. Now the spotlight is on her. She jumps up in this courtroom, sassy, with a dress on backwards and what I believe to be a track showing in the front of her head. Baby, I don't know if I can take you seriously, D.A. Willis. Because you woke up this morning. You were so frazzled, baby. You woke up that morning, baby, and you put that dress on backwards because you can't pay me to believe that zipper and all that darting on the top of that dress go in the front of that dress. No, it don't. No, it don't. You ain't had not a damn soul to help you zip that in the back because you done ran Mr. Wade off. Do you understand me? Oh, we gonna get into it. You ran that man off. And I got my notes. We try to get my notes together. If they tell me it's a G, then it's a G. You about 59 years old. On the stand talking about if somebody tell you it's a G, you gonna give them $1,000. Girl. Black women in general over social media were championing and congratulating her as if her performance on that stand was something to be proud about. And I guess that they would be proud because she went up there and displayed every inch of them back feet. She had them waving, baby, off of that stand, honey. She scooped dirt on that stand so bad. Now, what I will say is this before we go to commercial break. Hyena, high power hyena or not, that little white lady that they had up there asking them questions was out of her league. Okay. Fani outlawyered her from that witness stand, now, mind you. Now you can say whatever kind of hyena you wanted to call her. But that white lady was out of her league now. They needed to get somebody else to do it. Because she couldn't get them questions together. She couldn't gather Fani up. She was answering them questions and wasn't answering them at the same time. She was getting smart, done told that white lady she was lying in them depositions. That lady could not word them questions good enough. Okay. She was up there a whole public defender in the front of Fani. Now, Fani did show her, she lawyered her, she outlawyered her. She showed her why she was the DA and she wasn't. They had to get the man up there. Cause they had to get the problem with the white lady is she wasn't high enough on hyena rankings. See, Fani is a matriarch. We have to understand that there's rankings to hyenas. Hyenas will eat another one. Fani ate that woman. She bit her head off. Bit her head clean off. That woman ain't had nothing coming. Them little crazy questions she was asking, she couldn't ask them right. I knew what she was trying to get to, and so did Fani, and that's why she was running circles around it, because I know what you're trying to ask me, but you don't have the expertise and the savvy to ask me correctly, to corner me. You can't corner me on this stand. So I'm gonna wiggle around because you don't know how to corner me. Okay. So she was out lawyering her on that stand. You know you can't out argue her because she looked like she liked to argue, and that's why she a lawyer, because she liked talking in circles and arguing and canon. Right? She proved that. So they had to eventually you either needed another matriarch hyena to shut her down, because that white lady wasn't good enough, or the only other thing to shut a hyena down is a white man. You got to get a mean white man that is in touch with his inner white man to shut a hyena off, especially a black one. Because when they got that white man up there, she kind of, I guess I better go ahead and answer these questions, yes or no. Okay. Because this old white man looked like he in touch with his inner white man, and he not going to let me do this. So I think I need to say yes or no to these questions. But before we get into the first half of this real cook here, we're going to go to commercial break. So after these messages, we'll be right back, because I'm going to need somebody to go to ashkicking.com. Go ahead. If you are trying to keep your skin looking and feeling and smelling its absolute best, then look no further than ashkicking.com. They have some of the best body butter that I have ever used. If for whatever reason this is going to be your first order, then definitely take advantage of it by getting a 10% discount off using the promo code Crimson. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee you will not. This stuff smells and feels awesome on your skin. It absorbs quickly, and it's just all around very, very good products, very quality products. You can tell the quality and care that went into creating them and even packaging them as well. So once again, go to ashkicking.com. Did someone post that link for me? One of my mods, please go ahead and post that link for me in the chat. Oh, thank you so much. I see it. So I need you guys to go. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Go ahead and click that at ashkicking.com. I don't know how many likes I need, but I owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to Go ahead and hit the like button. And we are actually going to get back to this cook. Okay. Now, I want you guys to just hear. I know other people have played it. I'm going to throw my little overlay onto it. And I just want you guys to listen to her. This is the start of her testimony. I know it has gone viral. You probably have seen it, but just for reference points, we're going to listen to the first few minutes and how she is addressing everything and how she's addressing people. So let me go ahead and so that you can hear it. And this is the beginning.
District Attorney Fani, F-A-N-I. Last name is Willis.
Ms. Willis, how did you know to come into the courtroom right then?
There were people I was pacing in my office.
Okay.
And I heard someone yell, "His testimony is done." It only made sense to me that I would be your next witness. And I've been very anxious to have this conversation with you today. So I ran to the courtroom.
So as soon as you heard that Mr. Wade was done testifying, that's when you just assumed you would be the next witness?
It only makes sense.
Did you listen to any of the testimony?
I've been in my office pacing, ma'am.
Did you listen to any of the arguments?
I did hear the arguments this morning. It's ridiculous to me that you lied on Monday, and yet here we still are. And I did listen to that argument.
All right, so that was it, just the argument, no testimony.
Right, I listened to the argument this morning where Adam Abadi, I thought, did an excellent job pointing out how dishonest you were with the court on Monday. And I'm actually surprised that the hearing continued, but since it did, here I am.
Great. So let's just talk about what you did in preparation for today. Did you meet with Mr. Wade at all? Once the motion was filed, did you meet with Mr. Wade and talk to him about the motion that I filed to disqualify you?
On this first January motion?
Yes.
I don't know if you could say talked about. I probably had some choice words about some of the things that you said that were dishonest within this motion. So I don't know that it was a conversation. As you know, Mr. Wade is a Southern gentleman. Me, not so much.
Okay, but my question was, did you have a conversation with him?
I didn't have a substantive conversation.
You did not?
I read this motion, skimmed it more so, and I've probably said some choice things to him about some of the lies that were told.
Okay.
And been printed in the media because, we used to be in a day and time where you had 60 Minutes and people did stories and they verified information and you had this great reporting. But it seems today that a lawyer writes a lie and then it's printed for all of the world to see.
Well, I just want to make sure that you answer the question I asked, though. So my question was...
Overruled, Mr. Abadi.
I told you what happened. I read the motion. I am sure I told him what my opinion of it is.
Okay.
And past that, we had no substantive conversation.
You did not?
Okay. Is it something you didn't understand?
No, I just wanted to make sure that
Okay.
you did not have a meeting with him in the conference room to discuss the
All
motion.
right, next question,
No.
Ms. Mercer.
So in the conference room of my office within this week, you produced some financial document. That financial document was given to me, something, and I'm not even sure who's given it to him by me or Mr. Abadi gave it to me. And I think he showed me a document in our conference room. But as far as a substantive conversation, I don't believe I've had any conversation with him that is substantive related to this.
Okay.
I have had conversations with him since you filed the motion, but they wouldn't be substantive to this. He sent me very nice sermons that have been done. And so we've had conversations about, did you listen to that sermon? You know, things of that nature. And I would say they were in relationship to this because I think he did it to be kind.
Okay. Let's start back in 2019.
Yep.
So you and Mr. Wade met in October 2019 at a conference?
That is correct. And I think in one of your motions, you tried to implicate I slept with him at that conference, which I find to be extremely offensive. I stayed at that conference. Mr. Wade was my teacher. I did not meet him when he taught the class. I was standing outside talking to Lisa Reeves, who is a judge. Me and her were just having a conversation. Mr. Wade walks up. I think they hug each other. They have some brief conversation. She introduces us.
Your Honor, I'm going to object.
You that much of a dragon in your office, baby, that nobody could tell you that this dress was on backwards, beloved? Nobody. You can't tell me that little zipper with that little dangle that is for the back. All that darting and them that's for the back, baby. Those panels that I know how to make a dress. That's the back. No mirrors in your house. All that money you making got a mirror. So nobody told you to do something better than that with the gel in the front of your hair to cover them tracks up, comb that, brush that. You slept in that. You with no bonnet or nothing, Lord. Not a single bonnet. You ain't even so much as have a little silk scarf that get your edges, that secure your edges. You came into this courtroom, Lord, with your edges. I don't know what you done did to them. Did you glue them? I don't know what you done did to them. You done messed around and put that little Pro Style brown gel on your edges. You know not to do that. You old enough to know not to put that Pro Style gel on your hair. You can't put that brown Ampro gel on your hair and think it ain't supposed to flake up and turn white. Why would you do that? In any case, she's everything wrong with the independent woman. This is my angle. This is my angle. She's everything wrong with independent, I don't need no man, Black woman. And they were cheering her. Well, this is how, you got to stand for. She was just standing up for herself. And this is part of the problem in the boneyard. Too many Black women believe that the way in which to stand up for yourself, the way in which to combat what you feel may be unfair treatment, or someone has made disparaging remarks about you that may not be true, or may have slandered you, or maybe have spread rumors about you, or things of that nature. Too many of y'all think that the way in which you show that you disapprove of this is to be rude and nasty and combative and aggressive and mean and argumentative. Y'all don't know how to do nothing in your feminine energy. Y'all don't know how to do nothing in your feminine energy. Mr. Wade is a man. And when he got on that stand, he didn't like it either. He out-lawyered them from the stand. He did the same thing she did, but without all that attitude. He wasn't in as much aggressive energy as she was. He ran the same circles around. They didn't have what it took to corner him on that stand. They couldn't corner him on that stand. He was actually kind of laughing at them, the way in which they were coming at him with them questions. And he like, oh God, I see why I'm in the position I'm in and you're in the position you're in. And we're both lawyers. We're not the same though. Right? And he had more decency and better character on that stand while still defending himself and saying whatever what he needed to say. How are you a female with more aggressive, more combative, how are you doing this more than a guy? Y'all just nasty. Y'all just have a nasty attitude with everybody. You just got a nasty attitude. This is why she in the position she's in. Let's talk about the lack of leadership. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons that call them City Girl, the City Girl DA and the City Girl Mayor and the City Girl, because y'all got the same mentality that a chick in the hood got. And you got the same attitude. And you got the same character. Just one in more school debt than the other one. That's all. One make a better paycheck than the other one. But your mind is the same. Your behavior the same. Just because you could get up there on that stand and articulate your words better than a girl from the project somewhere, don't mean y'all are not one and the same in the boneyard. This is why she's in the position that she in. In her mid-50s, a permanent side chick. Mid-50s, a whole permanent side chick. That is not how you're supposed to stand your ground. Being mean and embodying the angry Black woman is not the way to show your strength. It's not the way to show that you aren't going to be messed with. You can do that in your feminine energy. All you have to do is answer questions directly, answer them firmly. All that running around she was talking, all that roundabout talk, we're going to get into that too. That roundabout talk, all y'all talk like that. This is why y'all relationships don't work. None of your relationships. Because it's bad communication. Bad communication. Y'all can't answer a question, yes or no, to save your life. You got to go into all these different explanations. Well, I might have did it, but Santa Claus landed on the roof and I could hear the stomping of the reindeer. And when I heard the stomping of the reindeer, that's what made me come outside. And then I got mad because the reindeer was stomping a hole in the roof. Ain't nobody asked you about them reindeer. Ain't nobody asked you about them reindeer. Okay? And when I did look up there, I didn't see Rudolph I didn't see Rudolph. I didn't see not damn reindeer with a red nose. So he lying anyway about how many reindeer it is. Baby, ain't nobody asked you that. Why are you saying that? Why are you giving me all of these weird explanations to try to deflect accountability and responsibility from what we talking about? We talking about this right here. Why you way in left field talking about something else? Trying to get me spent off. So now we got to talk about that. No. We're talking about this right here. She didn't like the implication. So she say that they put in the report to imply that she slept with Mr. Wade upon meeting him. What difference do it make? You still a side chick nevertheless. Mr. Wade's testimony, for those of you who didn't see it, was that legally on paper, he was married to his wife. Okay. In 2015, their marriage, from the standpoint of them being a dedicated family, married couple, was dissolved because his wife cheated on him. Okay. He said in 2015, his wife cheated on him. They decided that they would not legally dissolve their marriage, that they would stay for the kids. And as soon as his youngest child went off to college, that they would legally dissolve their marriage. But as far as they were concerned, he could do whatever he wanted to do, and she was already doing whatever she wanted to do. Okay. And they are now divorced because he said they youngest child is in college, and as soon as they dropped off and stuff like that, soon after that, divorce was filed. And as soon after that, divorce was filed, and they are no longer legally married. So he had a double hyena problem. One on one side and one on the other, baby. Now, by the time he got round to Fani, this was still a legally married man. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't care what a married man tell you. I don't care if he tell you, well, me and my wife is on bad terms and da 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 da. It may be true. It may be not true. Whatever the case may be. But that man was living in the house with that woman. All them days ain't bad. They ain't running around there mad at each other every day now. And no matter what condition he say his marriage is in, why are you there messing with him? So he told you that he was, see, he didn't hide this fact. He didn't hide this. She wasn't surprised by none of this information. She wasn't surprised by his testimony of saying that. This is something that he said to her right off the bat. That this is what he said to her. You went for it anyway. What's one thing they say they ain't gonna settle for? I ain't gonna be no side chick. A man is gonna take me seriously, and I am nobody's little plaything, and I am nobody's side chick. Oh, but you a whole side chick. That's all that you are. Because that man is divorced, and he didn't put you in the marriage seat, beloved. That man has legally divorced that woman. That woman is wherever she at, doing whatever she doing. Funny how he didn't marry you. You know, he stopped messing with you. You claim round about June or July of, I think, 2022 or 23. He stopped having sex with you. He stopped having sex with you. Now, what kind of hyena you really got to be that you and he, the side chick ain't side chicken? You the one that's supposed to be fun. He ain't even having fun with you. He ain't even having no fun with you. You supposed to be. She got on that stand and she repeated it like 2-3 times. That's how I know it hurt her hard. Because she said he told her that it ain't much a woman can do for him but make him a sandwich. Now, that is a black man from down south. And we know what he really said. That man told her that it is 2 things that a woman can do for him. And that is, and make a sandwich. Okay? Now, why would a man say that to you in any kind of serious way? He would say that because you doing too much of this about your money and about your little position and about this and that and a third. You're talking too much crap to him and you're trying to have a little D-swinging contest with him, but he make more money than you. He said he took a pay cut to work on that case. And I'm guessing sometimes as a lawyer, sometimes it's more of the case that you on that mean more than the paycheck, because he has a private practice, okay? A private law firm. Took a pay cut essentially to work this case, okay? Because sometimes they'll do a high profile case. It'd be mean more to them and their prestige and their reputation as a lawyer to take a case more so than, okay, here's the money for the case, or however it work, okay? But the thing about that is that she must have been talking so much crap to where he had to tell her and hurt her to her very heart and hurt her to that bad quick weave she got in her head. Baby, the best thing you can do for me is go make me a sandwich. That means shut your mouth. That means shut your mouth. And she didn't like that. She didn't like it because she repeated it on that stand. That's how you know it bothered her. Because she repeated it more than once. He told her, you have relegated yourself to only side chick status. You will never be more than that. She disqualified herself. They don't know how to be wife material. They don't know how to be a man's companion. She talking about a man ain't a planet's companion, but she don't know how to be the companion. So that's the one thing. That's number one. what they settle for, but they swear they ain't gonna settle for it, is side chick status. She don't know how to not be a side chick. The fact it proved I'm gonna tell you the other reason this look bad on her. Not only is it a bad judgment call to have a whole relationship with a man that is working with you on this case in your office or whatever, the deputy or what have you, whatever position he filled, to have a relationship with this man. There are how many lawyers? You've been surrounded by how many lawyers for how long? How many high-powered men, judges and lawyers and this and that? Okay. You could find one that didn't have a marriage license on the books. Whatever the case and state of his marriage was, he had a marriage license on them books. Your integrity is now called into question. This is where they talking about the credibility gets shot at, because you don't have enough integrity to not have sex with a married man, to not have an affair with a man that you know is married, and to not have an affair with a man that you work with. So this your little work husband. This is why I don't know nobody like no work husband. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody like the little work husband, because this is what it is. You heard what she said? He was my teacher, my mentor. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to have a part 2. But before we have a part 2, I'm going to go to the second point. It's going to be a cliffhanger. We doing part 2 on Monday. Okay? They claim that they ain't going to have no relationship with a man that's not on their level. Who am I talking about? Not Mr. Wade. I'm not talking about Mr. Wade. Mr. Wade surpasses her monetarily. Okay. Her daddy got on the stand. Did anybody put a 1 in the chat if you seen Mr. Willis get on the stand? Mr. Willis, her father, got on the stand. He was he's a retired lawyer, a retired attorney. But daddy is an old man. And so old man spills the tea. Okay. And he told that all of 2019, she was dealing with a man that was a DJ. He had some kind of a day job, but then he would also be like a DJ and do weddings and little events and stuff like that. And he said, I didn't like it because I was living with her at that time in her home, and I had to move this man's equipment and all this kind of stuff. Now, unless you are a very successful DJ, you are not making DA money. And we know that it was a side hustle because he had a day job. Now, I'm not throwing shade on this man. If he had a day job and a side hustle as a DJ, good for him. I'm not saying that it was nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that type of work. The only reason I'm pointing out this man's work is because according to her father, and they didn't say what kind of job he had, but if you have a day job and then you have a DJ job, you're not making a whole lot of money yet. He had all his equipment in your house. And he would come in up and through there. Daddy said he was there all the time. Study back and forth in your house. So you was letting a man that was not on your level, according to you, knock all the sonic rings about you in 2019, right? Thought y'all ain't settled for that kind of stuff. I thought y'all ain't do that. I thought that certain types of men, certain types of average working men and things of that nature was beneath you. I thought these men were beneath you. I thought that you would never give the time of day to such men that don't make high-powered mid six figures and $250,000 a year, and he don't have a prestigious job and a status, and he's not a man of prestige. I thought y'all don't mess with men that are not men of prestige. Thought you ain't do that. Huh, boss chick? Huh, boss chicks? But here he is. Y'all will show how these average earning, 5-figure earning, low bottom of the barrel, bus driving men knock all the sonic rings to the point where you can't even recover the sonic rings. You know how you have like 50 sonic rings, right? And then you hit a spike. And then you can bounce around and kind of recover like 10 sonic rings back. He done knocked so many out of you. If you hit a spike, you're done. Because you ain't got not now sonic ring to help you. Do you understand that? Okay? You running around here humming through the house with your house coat on and your house shoes, talking about some, hey, Mr. DJ, you can get this started. Everybody looking to party. You fixing club sandwiches in your robe and fixing Mr. DJ a club sandwich. And you ain't said nothing. He got all his equipment in your garage. He keeps it over there and all that kind of stuff. Thought y'all don't do that. Thought y'all don't do that. I thought y'all don't settle for men that don't have a certain prestige to their job and a certain amount of money in their bank account when they don't make, they pay stubs ain't a certain kind of way. I thought y'all don't mess with the men. I thought y'all don't mess with the men. So when Auntie Iyanla asked Ebony K, will she date a bus driver if he owns the bus? I thought he gotta own the bus. So you mean to tell me you was sliding around that house in a house coat with the lace around it from Shein, Victoria's Secrets. God forbid you shop at Shein. And them little house shoes, fixing all kind of pastrami sandwiches for the DJ. And he didn't own the DJ company. He didn't own the DJ company. Is that what we hearing? He didn't. He wasn't good enough. Because from what we understand, we don't know nothing about this man. But maybe he was single. Maybe he wasn't a married man. Maybe you wouldn't have been a side chick to him. But this is a man that ain't got the prestige, and you still wasn't good enough. Ooh. I wasn't supposed to say that. He didn't even say, come on, and let's be more than this. Let's be more than Sonic and Dr. Robotnik. We can do better than knock the sonic rings out you. I mean, I ain't gonna stop knocking the sonic rings out you. I'm just saying we can put a ring on your finger too. She like Grey Goose. Please don't tell. She's in the boneyard. This is the cap. This is the cap. Y'all in the boneyard drinking Grey Goose and getting lit. Stop trying to act like you so much better than these other women. That these better than these ratchet women. No, you're not. No, you're not. You got the same brain. What happened to that man? He was in and out your house. From what daddy say in 2019. That ain't your man. What happened to him being your man? He wasn't good enough to be your man. But Mr. Wade, you wanted him. You wanted him bad enough to crap where you eat. You wanted him bad enough to be a side chick. And we gonna get into this in part 2. Thought y'all say y'all don't pay for D. Thought you said you don't pay for D. But you paid for them trips with cash out your pocket. That's for part 2. Let me get to these super chats. Thank you, Antonio. Said, Kendra, my fellow Illinoisan, inner white man, I'm weak. I watched the trial on TV. Her behavior on the stand, though justified suggests to me that is how she is in a personal relationship. This is exactly how she get. Thank you, Jay Bubba. Said she was pacing. I bet in her mind was, you ain't gonna tell me. I'm gonna waddle on down with my hands on my hips and show my butt. I'll give that be a piece of my mind. Vote blue no matter who, y'all. Thank you so much, Datorian. Say, hey, Chris. Say, hey, how you doing, sweetheart? Thank you, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. The Hyenas in the Boneyard. Sound like a title of a possible second book. It could be. Thank you, H-Back. Said Fani and her cronies like her say they don't be settling, but end up settling. You can't make it up. And they purposely settle. Ha! It ain't even end up. They purposely do it. Thank you, Bakish, for your super sticker. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you so much again. H-Back said, know your role and shut your mouth. Rock said, this in the attitude era. And Fanny didn't like it. Disqualified. Next. Thank you, Lord Senator. They will sleep down, but won't date down. Then expect the man that they want to accept this behavior. This is absolutely correct. I was happy to be back with y'all. If you purchased the book in the last week or so, expect them to be mailed out within the next day or 2. I'm going to go ahead and mail those out for you. If you don't know what book I'm talking about, I am talking about going to crimsoncure.com and picking up my book, Reclaiming the Black Feminine, Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery. You can go and pick that up now. Also, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.